there are two forms of renunciation. One is forceful renunciation. Forceful renunciation is as like sometimes people ask me, do I have to become vegan? Do I have to avoid sex? Do I have to let go of my career? And so on, you know, all these things. So do I have to be alone, not in relationships? And for this I have a persistent answer. That I can only understand natural renunciation. Natural renunciation is the effortless result of our dedication to spirit, you see? The deeper our commitment is, the more we realize that certain things become redundant, certain things become superfluous. We can't do them anymore. And that should not be directed. Yes, sometimes you enter so deeply the state of liberation that at a certain point you become naturally celibate. You just don't need it anymore because you are satisfied to the bone, you see, you are satisfied to the root of your being, and you no longer require sexuality. That is completely possible. But the other way is that of trying to be celibate or trying to suppress sex, because thinking that sex is immoral, is impure, you are beginning to develop an enemy inside, and you become yourself an enemy of the other side. That is not the way. So fighting against our addictions, our obsessions, our wishes for earthly pleasures is not the way. There are only two ways. One is going more deeply into meditation, and second is developing wisdom. Wisdom is not suppression. Do you understand the difference? Suppression is a sort of conceptual rigidity. Sex is immoral. Okay? That's I should be celibate. I should not eat meat. This is rigidity, because this is what the Buddha said, or you know, all that. What this unnatural renunciation does is that it's very often it dries out the juices of life in us. You see? It makes the life force unable to flow. Spirituality is not a war zone. Therefore, but on the other hand, if you see the truth through experience, through your daily reality, you see, look at it. Once again, I've entered a romantic relationship. Once again, I've expected it to be the source of perennial joy. It doesn't work. Relationship cannot bring me perennial joy. It is the world of opposites. This is wisdom. You see, you understand. You understand through your experience, through observation of actual reality. And if you understand deeply, you don't drop relationships necessarily. Certainly, you drop your expectation, your projection on what relationships could be. If this makes you prefer to be alone naturally, not out of suppression, that is perfectly fine. But you will not then feel sadly alone, you see? You will feel extremely joyful in being alone. And that's very different. So this is what the nature of this joy. It makes us natural renunciates. We just fall in love with something else. We feel that something, reading the Upanishad is better than embracing a beloved, you see? This is what makes you happy. You just read it and you are so overjoyed. Right? It's better than sex. So, merging, uniting the mind and the body and the whole being with this text is ultimately better than sex. So, of course, this is disputable. So, you need to examine it for yourself. So, one type of renunciation is the renunciation that supposedly leads you to enlightenment. Do you understand? It's if I renounce my pleasures, my earthly pleasures, my longings, even if I don't understand why, even if it's not natural for me, because I still have these longings very strongly, if I renounce, then it's like I'm being a good boy or girl, and then I gain merit, religious merit. I will become a Buddha as a result. And then there is the spirit that leads to renunciation. And this is a very different process. It's because you get in touch with this joy. Your thirst is quenched. And then suddenly you look at your life and you say, oh, I actually don't need it anymore. It's not important because the reason you were needing it was because you were thirsty. Now that you got the real water, why would you look for artificial water? You see?